Hey everyone, it's Dash. How are you doing? Today I want to talk about this recent discovery of a discrepancy in the localization of Final Fantasy 16 that people are just discovering. Now, apparently this implication was still in the game, but it's blatantly stated in the Japanese version that the prisoners on the Iron Islands, the children, were harmed sexually. Now, apparently this information was hinted at in the localization version, but it was stated more bluntly in this. Now, people are debating why this is, if it's a Western thing or not. And, I just saw Very Dark's video, and some people are saying they're not even going to get the game now because of this discrepancy. And I don't think that's wise, because this game is an extremely dark game, and it upset a lot of Westerners, even with what did get in to the game. Okay, so even if this particular line of information isn't as obvious in the American version, the game is still awesome, and if you like dark stories, you will love this game. So this person, Minna, I agree with her wholeheartedly. Personally, I feel they should not have toned it down from English localization, because it was very clear what kind of terrible world they were meaning to present from the start. I don't envy Kovaji's job though, because already people in the West complained about what did make it in. And that's my point exactly. This was an extremely dark story, and a lot of people were not happy with it. I was extremely happy with it, and honestly, the shock value got to me. It was very, very dark. Now let's just go over, see if we can find Fifi's before storytelling. Why is it anyone surprised? I thought it was implied. All the peeps criticizing the English version. Imagine if this got through in the English version. If you think Kotaku, IGN, and these other outlets were weird about Final Fantasy 16 now, wait till they post some clickbait, misleading article about this. I don't blame Koji at all. Perfect example for another conversation I'm having where people are suggesting certain themes shouldn't be allowed in fiction, or that having dark themes means it's no longer art. When you censor things in art, you lose emotional connections that makes it art. I mean, it was pretty much implied in the English dub, wasn't it? That's the impression I got. The guy seemed like a massive scumbag, and she was very thorough in her hatred of him. I mean, I played through the scene in English. I don't remember the exact words, but it was heavily implied there was some kind of abuse involved, as if killing them wasn't good enough. There's a lot of things in this game that push the envelope. If this was as explicit in English, I feel like people would take it out of context here in the West and make the game out to be way worse than it is. The way it's spoken in English, though, gives this sense that Jill was so disgusted she didn't want to even talk about it aloud. Yeah, phenomenal acting across the board in Final Fantasy 16. And this was really powerful scene. The voice actress, you can hear the disgust in her voice. She is troubled. She absolutely hates this man. Japanese games being ravaged by Western localizers is sadly the norm, and it happens almost to every single game. Maybe it's the story, or terminology, or an outfit, or a scene, or even a whole feature, but they always find a way to deprive the world of JP games in their true essence. I feel like the sexual violence towards the kidnapped ones and Jill was fairly overtly implied in the English script, but even I've seen enough people to try to argue against it that I think they should have went for an explicit statement of that in English as well as in Japanese. Interesting take. For me, the problem is that it seems clearly implied at the beginning of that part, but later, when confronting Imran, it almost seems like someone changed their minds and told them to change the script so nobody will think that happened. I mean, as someone pointed out, there is a line about having their fun and Imran giving thanks. That's pretty damning enough so that it doesn't need to be constantly stated. I think the part of the problem is people expect everything in media to be explicit these days. It's a shame it's not in the EN version, but I understand they are trying to avoid even more racist comments from Western outlets. Yeah, it is what it is. I still love the game. Anyways, this is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Please remember to like and subscribe for more of my opinions and for more game streams. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.